Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be doing a video which I've been meaning to make for quite a while now, but I just haven't got around to doing it. I'm going to be doing my top 10 songs by David Bowie today. So I will just say for starters, this is just my personal favourites. Most people probably would have very different lists because he's got such a huge back catalogue. Me personally, I tend to prefer his late 70s work as opposed to the early 70s stuff like Hunky Dory and Ziggy Stardust, which most people tend to prefer. Although I think all of his 70s albums are really fantastic. So yeah, I've just got a few honourable mentions of your songs which kind of just missed out a place on the list. So those are the songs Quicksand, Modern Love, Diamond Dogs, and Look Back in Anger. I really wanted to include all of those songs in the list somewhere. Unfortunately though, there wasn't quite a place for them. But anyway, I will just get started with my top 10.
Out in a Moonage Daydream, oh yeah.
So at number 10 is the song Moonage Daydream from the Ziggy Stardust album. Although this song wasn't a single out at the time, it has become one of Bowie's most well-known, most well-loved songs, especially with the younger generation. I just think it is a fantastic track. I mean, it's a song which really grows on you, because when I first heard this song on the Nothing Has Changed compilation, I must say I wasn't a huge fan of it, but it really grows on you, this track here. I just love the kind of chorus. It just sounds so uplifting, and the solo, Mick Ronson's solo at the end, it's just really it's just really beautiful. So yeah, Moonage Daydream at number 10. Okay, so at number 9 is quite an unpredictable choice, one which I don't think many people would choose, but I'm going for it. It's Word on a Wing from his Station to Station album, possibly my favourite Bowie record. And this is a wonderful song, I think. I think it's really underrated. I think it's just got a really nice sort of laid back, kind of musical music to it, but it's Bowie's vocal and lyrical themes will make the song quite intense. It can sort of almost be interpreted as a kind of religious song, Bowie trying to sort of reach out for a god sort of thing. So I love it to bits this track here. It's just a really very powerful track. Word on a Wing.
Ashes to ash and fun to forget.
And the next one is from his Scary Monsters Super Creeps album, the classic Ashes to Ashes. Now this is a wonderful song. This is the track where Bowie kind of he sort of reaches back to his past, kind of his character Major Tom from Space Oddity, which we'll get to that song shortly. But yeah, Ashes to Ashes, it's just kind of it's also the perfect mix of kind of pop, but also Bowie's sort of the weirdness of the Berlin albums. I just think he got that balance really right with this album, and again, a bit Station to Station could possibly be my favourite Bowie album here. So yeah, Ashes to Ashes, great tune there. Next up is from his 1977 masterpiece Low, and it is the single from Low, Station to Station, Sound and Vision is what I meant to say. And this is a absolutely wonderful song. I just love the kind of sound to it. When the single came out in '76, it just sounded so different, so sort of revolutionary compared to everything what was going on musically at the time. And it still sounds futuristic, this track, kind of the drumming on it, sort of the guitar riff. It is just a really wonderful song.
The stars look very different today.
And like I said, that we would get to this next track here, and I would say any sort of top 10 Bowie songs list would be incomplete without it is the classic Space Oddity from his, I believe this is his second album from 1969. And Space Oddity could well be his most popular song. It's just got such a really sort of unique lyric to it, just about this guy who's sort of lost in space, really. I love the way Bowie sort of takes on the different characters, he's sort of his ground control, then he's sort of singing from and then he's singing from the perspective of Major Tom. It just is such a creative, such a wacky song, but also just really touching. It is a wonderful song, and a big hit single for him when it came out in 1969, as well as the 1975 reissue, which got to number 1. So yeah, Space Oddity at number 6 on my list. next one is another one of his absolute classics here. It's Rebel Rebel, probably my favourite like of like his sort of like glam rock singles like which he done. Just for like the guitar riff like alone really, like it's just such a stomping song. Bowie just sounds so great singing it. He sings it like with a lot of like swagger, like it's quite like sort of like a Rolling Stonesy style song. Yeah, it is just wonderful. Rebel Rebel, like great part like off like the Diamond Dogs album like as well. So yeah, that comes in at number 5 on my list. And now at number 4, I've got another sort of slightly more like obscure like album track here. Is the title song from Station to Station, which this is a absolute masterpiece. This song, it's the longest song like in Bowie's discography, going on for like the best part like of 10 minutes. But I just love the way like it sort of changes and evolves this song here. Like we get sort of like the introduction with this very sort of like mechanical like bass and like drum groove, like to sort of like the sort of like transition bit, like the Once There Were Mountains and Once There Were Songbirds to Soar With. That bit, it just sounds so great, and like the fade out like as well, like the It's Too Late part. Oh, it's just a wonderful song, Station to Station. Like it is a brilliant masterpiece, like really like underrated, like compared to like a lot of like other like Bowie songs, like which are like a lot more well known. Like I think Station to Station like is one of his greatest works.
Same old thing in brand new track.
Okay, so next up, a little bit similar to Station to Station. This song was never like a single release, but I think it is one of his like absolute like masterpieces. It is the brilliant Teenage Wildlife from the Scary Monsters record. And yeah, it is just such a moving song. This again, it's about 6.5 minutes. This, but it doesn't feel dragged out. Like I love his vocal on this, could be like the best like he's ever recorded, and like lyrically, like this is like a very like interesting song. It's sort of about Bowie sort of feeling like in some ways sort of threatened like by like sort of like the new wave like of artists like which are coming up like in like the late 70s, early 80s. Like Bowie like had sort of like helped inspire like, and that like he's sort of saying that they can't do this to me, not some piece of teenage wildlife. So yeah, it is just a wonderful song. Like, and like again, like it isn't like sort of like explicitly like about that lyrically. Like it's got so many different themes like in it. It is just a wonderful song there. Teenage Wildlife comes in at number 3 on my list. Okay, so now we go back to the early 70s for one of his like undisputed classics. Like for my number 2 pick, it is Life on Mars, taken from the Hunky Dory album. Now this is just a wonderful song like from like Rick Wakeman's like very beautifully played piano, like to Bowie's like lyric, like kind of just about like a sort of like a girl like who feels like she's in like some sort of like strange sort of like alien like world and that. I just love like how there's so many sort of different like sort of cultural like references like in like the lyrics, like and like Bowie's like soaring vocal, like and like again I believe it was Mick Ronson like who'd done like the arrangement to it. That just works incredibly well like on this song. So yeah, Life on Mars, a wonderful track there. Number 2 on my list. At number 1 probably wouldn't come as much of a surprise, like considering like I'm like such a big fan like of this era like of like David Bowie, and like again like it is another song which would have to be like on like most people's like top 10 Bowie songs list. It's the classic Heroes, taken from the album like of the same name. And yeah, this is just an absolute gem like of a song. Again, it's quite a long track, about 6 minutes, but this album version, which is really like the definitive version, like I sort of like I grew up like with like the single version, but like this album version like is just like stunning, like really like the extra verses just like help build up the song like to make it like that much more like off like a like rewarding listen. And like it's like another one of the songs like a bit like Teenage Wildlife, like, where like you can hear it like about 100 times but still pick up different things like in like the song, because it's so like multi-layered, like so like well thought out, like from like Brian Eno's like electronics to like Robert Fripp's like soaring guitar playing, like to Bowie's fantastic like lyric, like just sort of about like sort of like overcoming like sort of like adversity, like sort of like that line, like I remember standing by the wall, like and the guns shot above our heads and we kissed like nothing could fall, like that part, just absolutely stunning. So yeah, Heroes, wonderful song there, like still like really like can take like your breath away like after like all these years like since it's been recorded. So yeah, that has me done my top 10 David Bowie songs. So yeah, I hope you have enjoyed this video. I know a lot of people's lists would be very, very different from this, but like I said, this is just like my personal picks. picks like for like my top 10 songs of his. So yeah, like I'd like to know some of your favourites down below in the comments, and I'll see you all next time for the next video. Goodbye.